Hey everybody, it's me. I'm back. Silius Skystarius, as the name says. I guess I'm calling myself that now. Brand consistency or whatever. So you may have noticed, I have not made a YouTube video in quite some time. That is strange, isn't it? Well, my collection has grown quite exponentially, as you may be able to tell by the Knapford Station right there, or the Timasheds back there, or the Coal Hopper right there, or the Rockies right here. Yeah, I have been busy, not only amassing my collection, but also doing college. Scary, I know. I filmed a video that was maybe an hour long, going over a bunch of this stuff from January. And it is all very, very outdated now. It went over, I got a lot from Bai, from Japan. I got a bunch of stuff. I went to a flea market and got a bunch of stuff. It was a very, very good video, but it's very outdated now, so I can't really upload it. I figure over the summer I will keep my video skills in check, because I am going to college for video audio design. I figure I will keep my video and audio design skills fresh in my mind and make some YouTube videos. So today we're making a video based on my giant backlog of a collection. There's so much to talk about. Why not get started with something nice? So today we're gonna be talking about, as you can probably tell by the title, the two Rockies. Or really, there's three Rockies, but I only have two of them. I'll explain. Let's get into it. The first Rocky we're going to be looking at, I actually just got in the mail today. This is the 2011, well, technically 2007, Plarail Rocky. I believe he was given a release in a 5-card pack with Percy, and then eventually was given the release that I got him from, which was released in 2011. I don't know why I blanked on that. This Rocky is pretty good, actually. Love this Rocky toy. Very nice toy. It's got the crane arm that goes up. This Rocky can swing 360 degrees. Very good. The little pistons on the side here do move, but it's kind of hard to make them move. So you don't really need to move them too much. I don't think they move in sync. Yeah, they don't move in sync. Well, that's okay, because this toy is not motorized. This is something to remember for later. This Rocky's pretty nice. He has the little stilts on the bottom, so that you can make it look like he's actually performing a breakdown. I am terrible at folding these out. I'm gonna get a mini screwdriver, because that's how I fold them out. Yeah. He's got the nice little whoop. Whoop. And then whoop. I will note, maybe I'm just not very strong, but these are a bit difficult to get out. Oh, I did not want you to do that, Rocky. They are a bit difficult to get out, but they do make a very cool effect. It actually does look like he is performing a rescue. I will note, mine is a bit of a newer release. I believe is from last year or this year, because they still make it to this day. So the gray is a strange color. I don't know if it picks up on camera, but it's a bit of a strange bluish gray, almost the color that's on the modern day Spencers, which is a bit strange, but it's not a bad toy at all. Not a bad toy. A strange fact about this Rocky and the Rocky we are about to discuss is that in 2007, when they released this Rocky, Rocky got a similar release internationally. This is the Japanese Rocky. But the Rocky that we know as the motorized Rocky actually was the prototype, from my understanding. Now let me try to explain. In 2007, Hit Toys took over in the United States, and the UK somewhat, it's a bit complicated. Anyways, Hit Toys takes over, the entire range is changed, but ever so slightly. It's uncanny. Here's an example. Hitoi's Thomas versus Tomy Thomas. There is virtually no difference. They are pretty much the same toy. However, different colors of plastic, and the Hitoi's one, this is a 2008 example, has the colored boiler bands while the Tomy one does not. But they are essentially the exact same toy. That is because I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe, to prepare for the Hitoi range's release, Tomy gave Hitoi Company prototypes to base their engines off of. I don't know what the agreement was there, I don't know why Plarail was so okay with being replaced, but that's what happened. So, the Rocky that ended up being released in Japan was the non-running Rocky, the non-motorized one. This is a very nice toy, don't get me wrong, but it's not motorized, and you can tell in certain aspects that it was meant to be. The biggest one, for me, is the, this giant bunker here. What's that all for? I mean, it's pretty big on the prop, yeah, but it's also like, curious. The thing that's always been a linchpin for me that's really made me think, why does Rocky have this? Is string. There is string in his crane arm. What? Why exactly? I don't understand. It's very strange. The thing that really gets me, the thing that really just confounds me and confuses me. This is a non-motorized Rocky, right? But Plarail did release a motorized Rocky. Hitoi's was not the only one that released the motorized Rocky. This toy, except with the dark gray switched out for gray, pretty much identically released in the United Kingdom and Australia and like Asia in the Motor Road and Rail range. What is up with this toy? I really don't understand. Japan only got the non-motorized version, this one, but like every other country that got Trackmaster and Motor Road and Rail got the motorized one. I honestly shudder to think how rare the Motor Road and Rail motorized Rocky would be if it didn't get a re-release in Hit Toys. A lot of Hit Toys items are like that. They're rare solely because they didn't get a Fisher-Price re-release or anything further. It's very strange. I don't know what was going on. I can only assume... Actually, I'll share that theory for the next segment. Here is the motorized Rocky, which we were just kind of discussing about. My copy, sadly, as of right now, does not work, but I'm going to try to judge my review of it on info that I've seen of it. So, back here, there's a bat car. I actually have a battery in it, despite the fact that it doesn't work, for whatever reason. It takes one AAA battery to function, and now it's not going to open for me. That's great. Love that. Oh, there we go. And, okay, now it's... One AAA battery to function, right in there. And from my understanding, the item has a crane arm that can go up and down. There is a control panel on the back of the crane, main crane area, as you can see here, that makes it go doot, 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 doot. But mine, like I said, does not work. Unfortunately, the copy that I have has a permanently extended crane arm because of this, which is a bit unfortunate. My copy is also missing the magnetic crate that it came with, but I have tested it, and it does have magnetism in it. The crane arm, it's a lot more evident if you hold it in person, but the crane arm has a... You can hear that? Can you hear that? It's a little magnet. It's got a little magnet in there. It was intended to pick up and load a crate that was included, but again, sadly, I have lost the crate. This Rocky is substantially larger than the other one. The Plarail Rocky is pretty much just this component, whereas this one comes with a recolor of the flatbed piece. It's got a nice spring-loaded little mechanism in here. It's a very nice piece. They didn't really have to include it, but I will give extra points to this Rocky specifically, because I think Rocky should be really big. I don't think Rocky should have been included with like a Percy toy, because Rocky's giant. You know, I think like the breakdown cranes, for what they're going for in the TV show, I think that's completely okay. It's completely fine to include the breakdown crane with like Diesel or Thomas or Mavis or whatever. But with Rocky, I don't know. I feel like he definitely deserves a release of his own because he's massive, you know, he's just a giant unit. Motorized was definitely the way to go with this guy. Again, wish I could show you, but I'll have some footage playing of what the motorized feature actually does look like. This Rocky gets points from me for being incredibly, I would say accessible. And it is quite accessible. It was released in the Hit Toys range from, I believe, 2007 to 2009, when all Hit Toys were lost, like they died, when all Hit Toys were discontinued, rather. But this guy, the specific version I have with the darker gray, is the Mattel re-release. I believe it was a re-release for Misty Island Rescue, so same year that the Fisher-Price range began. And he survived until 2013, when everything was discontinued for the worst toy line I've ever seen in my life. Big fan of this Rocky. These little bits, the piston bits, move when he goes up and down, or when the crane arm moves up and down. This is a very, very well detailed toy. I am quite the fan. However, it does have some drawbacks. It can only move 180, not even 180. It can only move, like, I don't even know what field, like a cow field of vision. It's not, it's not that much. Another issue that you may have realized, or you may already know, is that this Rocky is backwards. This Rocky is just entirely backwards. Edward here cannot couple up because they're both using the female coupling types. So Rocky has to be flipped around, and then he can be coupled to Edward. Now, remember when I said that I had a theory, a good old-fashioned theory on why exactly they made two versions of Rocky? Well, my theory is that I believe, to my understanding, Hit Toys was introduced because Plarail was found to be not accurate enough, which, to an extent, I can understand, because, I mean, Blue Track, the Blue Track isn't very realistic, come on, guys. But I think they realized they didn't want him going backwards, as silly as that kind of sounds, and fixed it up for their release, but did not fully remove all the motorized features like the rope in the arm. I recognize that this theory has a lot of holes, believe me. I don't know if we'll ever know the answer as to why they made two, because to my understanding, the motorized Rocky never came out in Japan. That just feels strange, doesn't it? Like, reusing an entire, or making an entire tooling and not reusing it in your own home country of Plarail. I just don't understand it, personally. But I'm very glad both exist. And despite whatever was going on behind the scenes, they're both great toys. However, there is one that I definitely prefer quite a bit. Which toy do I prefer? Well, this is a difficult choice, but sorry, Mattel. I think I prefer the original Plarail one. Now, I acknowledge that my Rocky is broken. You know, my Rocky cannot do the things that a regular one could. However, what it can do in the first place is extremely limited. All it really does is pick up a metallic crate, or a magnetized crate, rather. That's cool, I guess, and it is very easy to like simulate Rocky at a breakdown site, you know, like winch the crane arm down a little bit and then Rocky will come and save the day. But I don't know, I really do feel like the rarity of this item does not outweigh, like it outweighs the quality in my opinion. This Rocky I got for an extortionately good price. I got this guy for $30. There are listings for this Rocky and motorized Rockies in general that are not $30. All I'm gonna say, I don't know, I just cannot personally justify paying so much for a toy that really cannot do that much in comparison. I do appreciate the size. I think the darker colors are very nice, which is, I believe, based on the CGI model. But I'm sorry, the Plarail one has won my heart. The Plarail one is great. Yes, it is a bit more limited with what you can do, but I would argue the Plarail breakdown crane is also quite limited. Plarail breakdown crane, right here. What can it do? It goes up, it's got a little hook that can swing out, and it goes from left to right. Kind of all you need in a breakdown crane. What does Plarail Rocky do? Goes up, left and right, and actually 360 degrees, might I add. So can this breakdown crane go 360 degrees. And the other one just can't do that. I think it was a mistake to pack it just Rocky, because I do admit this look of Rocky is like very small. I don't like that. I really don't care for that. But again, I think the pros outweigh the cons. Not only do you get Rocky, but you get someone to pull Rocky. You get a surprised Percy, which is a not an exclusive variant, but a very cool variant, a very welcome variant. Not sure why it was Percy, but I mean, hey. The trade-off of the motorized feature is a motorized engine that is much more applicable and useful than just Rocky. I mean, you can use like a shocked Percy pretty much anywhere. He originally came out for Thomas Percy and the Dragon, so if you don't want to pay the money for the extremely expensive set of that, just pick up a Chinese Dragon and a Percy, and you've essentially got the set. You can use Percy for runaway sequences, you can pretend the troublesome trucks are pushing him down the hill. You can use Percy even in tandem with Rocky. Rocky is maybe picking up Percy off the ground after he's had an accident. There is much more play value, I feel, in the Plarail Rocky, which I suspect is one of the reasons that they still make it to this day. I recommend both. It's a bit of a confusing topic, I know, but at the end of the day, I do like both. I just think there's one that's better. I bet if my motorized Rocky worked as intended, I bet I'd like it quite a lot more. But alas, it does not, so I do not. But even if it did, all it does is really pick up a crate. I mean, that's awesome, yeah, but I don't know. There's not enough for me to prefer it over the Plarail. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my Plarail Rocky and motorized Rocky review. Hopefully this will be the first of many videos to come. I do really hope that I get back in the swing of things and start making some videos again. No clue if that will come to fruition, but I really hope it does, because I like making videos. Thank you again for watching. Like and subscribe, share video, all that stuff. Now, I'm gonna treat you to a little video of Rocky on the layout, in action, so to speak. Goodbye.